All right, winter is coming. It's getting much colder here in the US, so winter is approaching. And if you've purchased a Tesla earlier in the year, if you're looking to take delivery of a Tesla in the coming months or coming weeks, here's what you can expect in terms of winter. Model S, Model X, or Model 3, it's all applicable. But these are some things you should know just how to take care of your car and how to drive in the winter, different than normal cars, specifically the Tesla. If you don't have a garage to house your Tesla may be sitting outside, which means it's going to get colder than it would if it would be in a garage. And if there's snowfall, it's definitely going to get covered in snow. So one of the things you want to do is you want to definitely take advantage of the technology in a Tesla, and you want to be able to precondition your vehicle as best as possible. Teslas all have thermal battery management systems that allows the battery to take care of itself, meaning heating it to the necessary temperature for it to be operational. When it comes to being in cold weather, when it comes to the snow, there are some limitations. So when you preheat your cabin, if you preheat your cabin from the app, it's just going to heat the cabin. It'll also accelerate the heating of the battery, but the thing that's actually helping to heat the battery is actually driving the car. So the first thing you want to do is you want to preheat to make it comfortable for yourself. That's going to turn on the internal HVAC system to keep the cabin temperature warm to whatever temperature you set on the app. But that's just going to be using the vents, the front defroster, as well as all the vents that come out for general air. What it's not going to do or allow you to do through the app, it's not going to allow you to heat the rear window, which in effect is also going to turn on the side mirror defrosters as well. But it's a good start. It's a good place to start. So preheat your car, get it as warm as possible, start to melt off some of that snow, and start to heat up the cabin and make it comfortable for yourself. Next thing you want to do is you want to clean off your car. Once you've preheated your car, you've got it ready to go or somewhat ready to go, you can go outside and start to clean off your car. Clean it off like any normal car. If you have autopilot cameras on your car, depending on the model that you have, the cameras themselves are self-heating, so you will see that they can heat up themselves and sort of start the defrosting process around the cameras to make it easier to clean them off. But the windshields you should definitely keep as clean as possible, specifically around your front camera. You're not really going to use autopilot in the snow per se, but you may use it on some of the open roads that may be cleared of snow and winter weather. The other thing you want to do is you want to clean the front sensor. If you have an older fascia model, there's a front radar in the front just below the bumper. You want to definitely clear that out and make sure it's clear and has a clear sort of field of view. Leaves and other debris can block the visibility of that particular sensor. If you have a new fascia model or Model 3 or Model X, that's not really much a problem because the sensor sits behind the bumper and can see through any type of obstructions that may be there. But the positioning of where it is makes it so that it's hard for anything to even collect right there on that area. But you want to clean those off. You want to clean off your side sensors and your rear sensors along the bumper and along your fenders and places like that. For Autopilot 2, you want to make sure that the cameras in the B pillar are clear. You want to make sure that your other turn signal cameras are also clear. Again, just to make sure that the car can have as much visibility as possible, even though you're in the snow and you may not be using that functionality. A lot of the safety features in terms of blind spot monitoring, side collision detection, would be dependent on the sensors being cleared and potentially also the cameras as well. Not quite sure if they are in fact running sort of in the background. The cameras are running in the background to help influence some of that information, but good practice is to keep them clear, especially when full self-driving rolls around. And probably the most important thing that you want to clear off is you definitely want to clear off the trims of the door around the window. A lot of the Tesla cars, if not all the Tesla cars, have sill-less or edgeless doors in terms of the windows. So the window sort of slides out of the way of the actual sill and then opens up. And then when you open the door, it's just the glass. There's no rim or sill around the window. So for this, you definitely want to clear off any ice from making it freeze. That could impact the functionality of your window. It could also damage some components as well if you don't clear it off very well. So that's the first thing you really want to do once you've taken care of the sensors, is start to clear off the windows, the front and back if you're going to use the back windows. If you're using the Model X, you want to clear off the Falcon Wing doors as best as you can. Try to get above it before you open it, because if you don't, snow could fall into the cabin. or the door won't even open at all. If there's a lot of ice at the top and you try to open the door, it won't open at all. So try to get as much of the clearing of the door as possible before you actually get in. Okay, so now that you have that taken care of, you're getting ready to get into the car. Get in the car, but like I said before, you can preheat. It should be pretty warm once you get inside. What's not going to activate, if you have this option, any of the cold weather package that you may have, that's not going to be activated through the app. So when you get in, you're definitely going to want to put on your seat heaters. You're also going to want to activate your side mirror defrosters, and those are activated by pressing activating the rear window defroster. You click the button to turn on the rear window defroster, and then the side view mirrors are also heated as well, and that starts that process. So at that point, you should be pretty much ready to go. But then if you want to wait for the seats to heat up, if you want to wait for your side view mirrors to defrost a little bit more, you can do that, but you're pretty much ready to go. The one thing you want to note is that sometimes you may get in the car, and as I said, when you activate the preheating through the app, it doesn't necessarily do the best of helping to heat the battery, but you're going to notice some icons on your dashboard that may be a little bit different. Specifically, if you have your energy meter up on your dashboard, again, this might not be applicable for the Model 3, but more so for the Model S and X. You want to look at the fact that you might see some dashed lines above and below where your energy consumption is in your region. These dotted lines just indicate the battery thermal management system protecting itself, showing you that that portion of the battery is not available. It's not available to exert that amount of energy, and it's also may not be available to consume that amount of energy back through region. So as the car drives, again, driving is the action that's going to help accelerate the thermal battery management system for heating up the battery. But as you drive, those limits will start to free up. Less dashes will be available, and then more energy and power will be available to you. So once you're in the car, you're ready to go. The thing you will also want to do, you want to prepare for, is you want to prepare for slippery conditions, icy conditions, snowy conditions. And in that regard, you definitely want to turn your region down to low. Keeping your region up to high may cause you to slip and slide a bit when you try to take your foot off the accelerator. That's not a good thing. So in snowy conditions, the best practice is to really just turn your region down to low. If you have range mode on, it may be something that you may want to use, but just note that if you have range mode on and you have Model X, your daytime running lights are not going to be on. If you have a Model S or X, your efficacy of your HVAC system is going to be lessened because you have range mode on. A good reason to keep range mode on is because it allows you to conserve as much battery power as possible. Because through the process of keeping the battery warm and the process of actually driving through snow, whatever the conditions are, you're gonna consume a lot of energy, a lot more energy than you may have consumed before. If you've been driving around in warmer weather, your energy consumption is going to be way high. So you'll look at your energy consumption meter on your dashboard, and you'll see that that's going to be way higher than normal, depending on where you're driving, how you're driving, whether you're going uphill, whether you're driving fast, whether you're driving through snow. So something to consider. Make sure you plan your travel accordingly to understand that you're going to be consuming a lot more energy driving through the snow. That should wrap it up. If you found this video helpful, and you're looking to buy a Tesla, be sure to use our referral code below. Get your unlimited free supercharging. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'm happy to answer them in a follow-up video. Talk to you soon.